What I wish I knew at bedtime is that fairy tales can turn to nightmares. As a child, I was always enchanted by the stories of brave knights, beautiful princesses and magical creatures. But what I didn't realize was that these tales often have a darker side, a side that can seep into your dreams and turn them into something far more sinister. Beneath the murky water, a creature lurked. It wasn't the kind of creature that would grant wishes or lead you to hidden treasures. No, this was something far more malevolent. It waited in the shadows, its eyes glowing with a hunger that could never be satisfied. The water itself seemed to shiver in its presence, as if the very essence of the swamp was afraid of what lay beneath. This was not a creature of fairy tales, but of nightmares. Its eyes were like dark voids, pulling you in and making you feel as if you were drowning in an endless abyss. The frog, if you could even call it that, was a twisted parody of the charming princes we read about. Its skin was slick and cold, its breath a foul stench that could curdle milk. This was no charming prince, but a cursed soul imprisoned by dark magic. The princess's kiss was his only escape, but it came with a price. The castle where he was held was a place of shadows and whispers, where the walls seemed to close in on you and the air was thick with the scent of decay. The prince, or what was left of him, was a tragic figure, forever trapped in a form that was neither man nor beast. The ritual to break the curse was not a simple act of love, but a dark ceremony that required the sacrifice of something far more precious. The princess, in her desperation to save the prince, agreed to the terms without fully understanding the consequences. She thought she was saving a soul, but in reality she was dooming herself. Each kiss drained her life. With every touch of her lips to the frog's cold, slimy skin, she felt a part of herself slipping away. Her once vibrant eyes grew dull, her skin pale and lifeless. She could feel her strength waning, her very essence being siphoned off to feed the dark magic that held the prince captive. She became a ghost in her own life, a mere wisp of the woman she once was. Her friends and family could see the change, but they didn't understand the true cause. They thought she was ill, perhaps suffering from some unknown disease, but the truth was far more horrifying. As the frog grew stronger and darker, the more life it drained from the princess, the more powerful it became. Its form began to shift and change, growing larger and more monstrous with each passing day. The dark aura that surrounded it pulsed with a malevolent energy, a tangible force that seemed to suck the light out of the room. She felt the chill of death creeping closer with every stolen kiss. It was as if a cold hand was constantly reaching out for her, its icy fingers brushing against her skin and sending shivers down her spine. She knew that her time was running out, that soon she would be nothing more than a lifeless husk, a vessel emptied of its soul. Beware the tales of old, for sometimes the monsters wear crowns. In the end, the princess vanished into the night, leaving only a whisper of her existence. Her disappearance was a mystery that no one could solve, a tragic tale that was whispered about in hushed tones. And the frog? He still waits in the shadows, his hunger never sated, always searching for the next unsuspecting soul to devour, hungry for the next unsuspecting soul. The forest where he resides is a place of danger and darkness, where the trees seem to whisper secrets and the shadows move with a life of their own. Those who venture too close often find themselves lost, their screams swallowed by the night. Fairy tales are not always what they seem. They are stories that can enchant and delight, but also terrify and haunt. They remind us that not all endings are happy, and that sometimes the true monsters are the ones we least expect.